Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with different of human race, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
State whose motto is still live free or die, even in this new year. Happy New Year, my conservative friends and my liberal friends, one and all. We are now in the year 2013, January the 2nd, in the year of our Lord, 2013. Yes, as we marked, well, we survived the holidays. We survived the Mayan catastrophe, which was December 21st. Then we survived getting through Hanukkah. And then, yes, even all of you who are atheist and agnostic even survived Christmas. Oh, my goodness, because you would have thought that, with this, as something with the few, the not so proud, but the loud, that for whatever reason hate the word Christmas in the public square. You thought that they would have, I don't know, maybe they should have all gone and jumped off the cliff. The Mayan cliff, not the physical cliff. Yeah, we're going to talk about that as we get into the show, the physical cliff. What did I do over the holiday break? Well, I tried not to pay too much attention to politics, but because... Unfortunately, fortunately, I love my country, and I have to stay on top of what these idiots down in D.C. are doing to us, not for us. It's amazing. We get so many people that tell us, well, on one hand, they don't want government, Republicans, telling you what to do. We know the big one, abortion. Republicans shouldn't be involved in a woman's womb. Oh, but when it comes to telling you what to think, where to send your kid to school, what you can put in your body. I was watching a program. What to put in your body, that's fine. They can make laws, and that's okay because they're trying to help you. Yes, you can't have an extremely large soda filled with high fructose corn syrup because all that sugar puts on weight. And we have too many Americans who are just obese. It's an epidemic. It's a crisis. And, of course, whenever a liberal tosses on that word crisis, well, that's just open-door policy for making laws. Speaking of which, it's another banny year for lawmakers. What did I see? What did I hear? The number of some 5,000 new laws Not including the federal laws. Geez, these are just state laws. So, some 5,000 new state laws that took effect on January 1, including 800 alone in the state of California. Now, folks, you got to understand, there are only 365 days in a year. At more than 800 laws passed in California, do you realize that the California legislature, if they work 7 days a week, 52 weeks out of the year, that means they would have had to have debated and passed more than 2 laws per day. How much debate do you think is going on if you're passing 2 laws a day? And that's if you are operating on a 7-day a week schedule. Now, you know those folks didn't work 7 days a week. They probably barely worked 5 days per week. You know they didn't work all 52 weeks of the year. They were, well, you Californians are probably lucky, I use that term loosely, if they worked 40 weeks out of the year. How many laws per day does that mean that they've got to pass? 5? How the hell do you debate that in a meaningful, constructive manner to get the best kind of law you possibly... And how the hell can you even have the need for 800 new laws? You know, we have... worse than communism, because, communism is pretty simple. Government says what you're going to do, and that's it. Here in this country, we seem to take the tack that the more laws, the safer we are. Are we safer? No, we're not. We've got more laws than ever before, and people are still walking into schools and killing kids. People are still shooting at firemen. People are still robbing banks. People are still committing rapes. We've got all of these laws. People are still committing hate crimes. I mean, we've got so many laws in the books that, even a lawyer doesn't even know what half of them are. You know what else is a law? The tax code, by the way, and I don't mean to digress from what I'm just talking about, but there are more than 75,000 pages of the tax code. There are so many laws and rules and regulations to our tax code, federal tax code, that not even the IRS knows them all. Which is why do you think the law states, folks, that even if you get your information from the IRS itself in order to even if the IRS filled out your tax return and it was wrong, you are liable. Because the tax code is so screwed up, there are so many laws and regulations that even the IRS doesn't know what's in it. So now we're getting 800 new laws. Now, I understand one of the laws out in California, beautiful, you liberal nut job idiots. I guess within the city limits of San Francisco, you can no longer burn a wood fireplace or a wood stove in order to protect the planet. So you have a wood fireplace or you have a wood stove, and you're trying to say, San Francisco, I know some people out here in northern half of the country, especially up here in the Northeast, where this morning I got up and it was 0 degrees out there. It was the gauge read 0. It doesn't get that cold in San Francisco, but hey, 40 and 50 degrees can be pretty chilly, especially if you're used to 70 or 80 all the time. So no more heating yourself. Yeah, you're going to have to use natural gas, I guess. But wait, we're not allowed to drill for that. Remember, nobody wants to do any fracking. They don't want you to do any fracking. So we got 800 new laws out there in California. We've got a pretty stupid law down here just south of me in Concord, Massachusetts. Yes, plastic water bottles are now contraband. You know what contraband? Contraband is marijuana or illegal drugs. So now a plastic water bottle in the city of Concord, Massachusetts, the city where shot heard around the world, the bridge of Lexington and Concord, that began the American Revolution, basically. You can't have a water bottle. Stores in the city or the town can't sell them. And evidently, if it's considered to be contraband, You can't possess a bottle of water. And the limit is anything under a liter. When it comes to water, I guess you can have a soda, but wait a minute. Boston wants to limit how much soda you can drink, like they did in New York City. So you can have a bottle of soda, but you can't have a bottle of water. Now, I digress. Maybe, now I haven't been able to get I've asked the question down there, and I haven't been able to get a real answer yet. Now, because it's considered to be contraband, does that really mean that if somebody bought the bottle of water outside of Concord, they couldn't bring it into Concord? And what about those Perriers and some of those other newfangled high-class bottled water? They come in glass jars or glass bottles now. Well, Perrier's always been in glass bottles, but there's, like Voss, I think, VOSS, that's in a glass bottle. So that's not contraband, but a plastic bottle is. Now, we can recycle glass, they'll say. Yeah, we can. Well, we also can recycle that type of plastic that bottles or water is bottled in. And some of those bottles, they use less plastic than others. I mean, they're really easy to, crunch up and take up less space, and they're just easy to recycle. So, but literally, it was brought about from the work of, I think it was like a 3 or 4 year process of this 80-year-old plus grandmother who decided that she was going to save the planet by getting her town of Concord, Massachusetts, to ban water bottles. Can't buy it. But I'm assuming that if you have a glass water bottle, you're all set. You're fine. So, go ahead and drink that Perrier and that Voss, and there's a couple of other, well, I don't know, maybe bottle it, well, people are just going to have to, I guess, they're going to have to go to the store, buy the big jugs of water, and then carry around their own little water, or put it in glass. Well, it could be. People could now just say, use the more expensive. Buy one, like the Voss. I mean, the Voss and Perrier are the more are some more. Bottled water, by the way, is very pricey as it is. When you price it out per gallon, it costs more than gas. By the way, for water. But there are brands of water, if you will, that are more expensive than other brands. And Perrier and this Voss and a couple of others, I think Fiji comes in a. It does Fiji? I'm not sure. I don't drink. I'll drink a Poland Spring or something like that, but I don't go for these really ultra Fiji imported types of water. I don't need to drink water from the Himalayas unless I'm in the Himalayas. Or Fiji. If I want to drink water from Fiji, I just better hop aboard a plane and go on vacation to Fiji for a while. I do remember a kid, because bottled water has been around for a while, but it wasn't the way it is today. So the bottled water that you used to get like back in the 70s and 80s, most of it was Perrier. Well, Perrier is also naturally carbonated. So that's what you do when you got bottled water. That's what you got. You got carbonated Perrier in a glass bottle. So you take these. You're going to have to go out and buy yourself one bottle of Perrier or one bottle of the Voss or whatever it is, and drink the water out of it, and get your money's worth, and then keep the bottle. So you can walk around with your, market basket distilled water that you buy 99 cents for the gallon, and you pour it in your Voss bottled water bottle, and you can walk around. And everybody thinks it's kind of like, are we going to do to water like we did to coffee? Remember when Starbucks got rid of the word Starbucks from their logo? People who went to Starbucks were infuriated that they got rid of the word Starbucks. Why? Because I guess they didn't feel people knew what the logo of Starbucks was, and they were buying Starbucks. Why? For the taste?